Sonya Massey. Sonya Massey. Sonya. Today is July 26, 2024. And I decided to make this video today because really, when is it going to stop? Police brutality needs to end. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Faceless here. I hope everybody's doing well. Today is not going to be a pleasant video, but do not forget to like, subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comment section. I would like to say police brutality, but I don't even know what to call it anymore. For me, I know some people would be like, yes, it's because she was black and this. I'm not even going to go there because to me, police shouldn't even act like this. Not against a black person, not against a white person, not against anybody. So for people who do not know what I'm talking about, there's a woman, her name was, unfortunately, Sonya Massey. Sonya Massey had one bad night. It happened on July 6th of this year. So she was apparently sleeping. She hears some funny noise and believed that somebody was trying to sort of breaking into her house. So she calls the police. Please, can you come and check out that, something crazy is not about to happen. The only thing is, when she let these two deputies into her house, they were actually going to delete her. They were going to unalive her for the most crazy reason ever. They check around the house. There's nothing really. They decide to ask her for her ID. They all go into the house. She sits in her living room, tried to find her ID in her handbag. And while she was doing this, there was water boiling on the stove. So one of the cops actually tells her, can you just stop the stove, cut it off. And she's like, okay. She gets up. She goes to actually remove the boiling water from the stove and, And unfortunately, I think, to what I've seen, she made a little joke, like as if she was going to pour the water, but there was no movement, there was no nothing. She said something. I don't know if I can play it because, again, YouTube and stuff. And they're like, I wish you didn't say that. And, he also said, if you do that, I will have to shoot you. And, starting to be weird. And she's like, I'm joking. She even kneeled because she was like, oh, I was just making a joke. Clearly, who's going to pour water on you? That's because, some things, people are not that bad. And they were standing feet apart. AKA, even if she was crazy enough to pour that water from where she was standing, it would have never unalived the cops. There is a picture, maybe I'll put in a picture. They were so far apart from each other that clearly, she was joking. Yes, some people are crazy, she could have run, and boiling water is never pleasant on anybody's skin. It can even blind you. I understand all that. But when you're actually not seeing the bad in everything and you're making a joke, you can't even imagine that somebody will take it that far. She's not pointing the boiling water towards them. And at some point, they just decided to shoot at this woman. 3 shots and she was gone for no reason. She didn't threaten them. She didn't yell at them. She called them for help. And this is what she got. And I know she has kids. She was 36 years old. She was younger than me. Then this dumbass, I'm not going to say his name, the person who shot her, goes out and started saying stuff that even other cops were looking at him like, you screwed up. So now this is the first problem that I have with people. The thing that I like, that I hate with the police or with everything. I know some people are like, you have to stand with your people. You got to do for your people. Black people stand with black people, white people stand with white people, Democrats stand with Democrats. Even if they can see that their people is doing something crazy, they just stand for these people. This is what went crazy when they did the thing to George Floyd. I'm not saying that George Floyd didn't commit crimes when he was alive, but the day he died, he didn't deserve to die that day. She literally called them for help. He said something inappropriate and nobody had the courage. Not even the courage, the logic, the decency to tell him, man, you screwed up. Because blue got to stand with blue. This is why when people see this, they talk about defunding the police. And I think it's sad because There's a lot of beautiful police stories that we still see out there. We don't only see the negative things. This is why I always nuance what I do and when I talk about it, because there are great police people out there. I myself wanted to become a cop, and my dad was like, girl, law and order is not real life. And at that time I was also not, I just had my African citizenship. And he's like, it's not like that. Whatever you see and you feel like they're always like carrying the bad person always goes to jail, it's not real life. I don't understand. I think there are a couple of jobs out there where to get that job, you literally have to be better than the commoners like us. You can't be short-tempered. You have to be understanding. You have to assess the situation to see, is it really that dangerous for me to draw my gun? I know, like, I hate the Second Amendment. I was not born here. And again, if you're not born here, you have a weird relationship with that Second Amendment. You will see a lot of people who are just becoming Americans. They don't want to deal with the G's because we believe somehow that only the police is allowed, and it would be best that only the police should be allowed to actually have, pew-pews, as somebody would say here on the internet. And it's sad because if you are so scared about a woman in a gown in the middle of the night, from the video that I have here, 1:16 a.m., that they were standing at the door of this woman that called you because she felt like maybe an intruder was around her house, only for you to be the intruder. So they fired the dumb A person from the police. They sued him for deleting her, and he pleaded not guilty. Can you believe, with all the video footage that we have, you are standing like in California, she's standing in New York, and you have the audacity of pleading not guilty. But it's sad. It is sad that it seems like they're letting everybody and anybody into the police academy these days. That you're supposed to actually call out these sort of, I know he got fired, but it's sad. It's sad that we're doing this over and over and over again. Again, to me, it's not even a black-white thing, because I was listening to Stephen A. Smith's version of it, and it's like, apparently more white people get killed, but the rates comparing to the population of white people and black people, it's more black people when you actually check the population of black people exists. I don't even care about that. I don't care. For me, it's not a question. I know that sometimes black people are seen in a way, but I just want the police to just be the police and stop messing up this way. Things will always happen. There can always be a person who is that scared, who will shoot, who will just take their pew-pew and start pew-pewing just because they're scared. Something. But the rate of these things, it is way, way, way too high. Way too high. It is not normal. If you're a cop and you're this scared, you should not be a cop. You should not be a cop, because this is not normal that you decide that you don't want to be in this life and having a pew-pew in your house, and you call the police and they end up ending your life. It's not normal. This is why sometimes people are just like, we don't like cops, because of people like this. And it's too common. We cannot go a year or months without actually hearing stories like this. It is horrible. When does it stop? Anyway, I just wanted to give my 2 cents. You can go watch the footage. I don't really want to put the footage because, you should have their policies, but obviously news channel on YouTube have the footage up and you can go look at. Please be careful. If you're like sensible, don't even go watch it, because it's not pleasant to see. It's not pleasant. It's very difficult to watch those footage. I have watched them, but again, they even cut some of it, thank God, because I am not that courageous. Sorry to her family, condolences, because it's not pleasant, and there is something really wrong with police these days, and they really have to assess themselves back, because this is not normal. It's not a political thing. It's just not normal. If you cannot be a cop, if you can't be patient, you can't just not draw your pew-pew because a mosquito, like because a fly is just like passing by, Don't be a cop. Don't be a cop. It's safer for all of us. So please tell me what you think in the comment section. Like if you feel like it. Subscribe if you feel like it. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Face this out. Ciao, ciao.